Egyptian archaeologists revealed the excavation of 59 wooden coffins that were buried over 2,500 years ago under the golden sands of Egypt. Something has been found, something illogical, something that shakes historians, and something that even the seasoned scientists get apprehensive about. From unseen rooms within ancient pyramids to deformed expressions set in perpetuity, these aren't only artifacts, they're puzzles. A lost queen, golden lips, and a pit with something horribly human in it are among the 15 jaw-dropping revelations that have come to light in recent times. What has Egypt's tombs been hiding for millennia? And why do some researchers now shy away from digging deeper? In one of Saqqara's most remarkable recent discoveries, archaeologists excavated the tomb of a hitherto unknown Egyptian queen named Neith, a find that has shaken historians and cast doubt on traditionally accepted royal lineages. Discovered close to the pyramid of King Teti, the tomb belonged to a vast necropolis packed with more than 300 intricately ornamented coffins, several of which held high-ranking officials, priests, and scribes from Egypt's New Kingdom era. Among them, Neith's tomb was unique not just in its richness but because her name had never been found in any known documents until now. She had seemed to have vanished from the records of history, until this time. Neith's sarcophagus was adorned with gold and surrounded by hundreds of its own special objects, from uncommon funerary statues and amulets to even the metal weapons of a mummified guard, an oddity in Egyptian tombs. These rich burial items, added to hieroglyphic texts and funerary writings mentioning Neith's name and titles, verified her royal standing. Some scholars speculate that she was possibly a consort or close relative of Teti, or perhaps a powerful queen in her own right. Her association with the goddess Neith, deity of war and creation, implies symbolic or theological importance, inciting questions about her political influence and possible role in religious reforms as the late Old Kingdom transitioned into the early New Kingdom. The discovery that Queen Neith's tomb has been found has certainly increased the understanding of feminine power in ancient Egypt. It has also shown how many more royal women could be without a name or lost under the sand. Her entombment among so many elite coffins within such a sumptuously fitted necropolis suggests that attempts were being made to keep her memory alive in private, even if the temple or public records are not. Her resurrection after thousands of years is not merely an archaeological epiphany, it is a testament to how much older Egypt is still hiding in its depths. Even while researchers persist in exploring the tomb officially, Neith could end up being a central figure in rewriting Egypt's history of its royal past. Believe this lost queen was entombed in secrecy? Wait until you see what's entombed under your feet next. Under Hawara's sands, about 60 miles south of Cairo, is one of Egypt's most enigmatic and least understood buildings, the Labyrinth of Hawara, a massive underground complex thought to lie under the Black Pyramid of Pharaoh Amenemhat III of Dynasty 12. Ancient accounts, particularly by the Greek historian Herodotus, envisioned the labyrinth as a more magnificent building even than the pyramids themselves, with more than 3,000 rooms, halls, and corridors. For centuries, these descriptions were written off as myth, until recent archaeological surveys in 2008, employing ground-penetrating radar, verified the existence of a massive underground plan consistent with ancient texts. The labyrinth had multiple functions, as a royal funerary complex, ceremonial sanctuary, and perhaps also as a sacred center for Osiris, ruler of the underworld. Among these chambers would likely have been those assigned to the king and his wives, while others could have been intended for religious or administrative use. Excavations have revealed intact sarcophagi, canopic jars, alabaster vessels, and even a perfume jar that serves all these resurrection myths and mortuary rites. These evidence indicate that the labyrinth was not limited to burial, but was actually a very well-made spiritual space intended for the exercise and contemplation of the soul in its journey through the afterlife. Aside from those groundbreaking discoveries, much of the underground maze is still uncharted and hidden beneath heaps of stone, earth, and centuries. Its complete extent and intention are still unknown, its major sections submerged because of high water tables. Some experts speculate that the lower levels could have been linked to the ancient Osiris cult or metaphorically connected as thresholds to the hereafter. An architectural enigma and one of Egypt's best hidden marvels, the Labyrinth of Hawara continues to intrigue historians and explorers alike, as its complete unveiling may reshape our knowledge of many things, from religious credo to engineering techniques flourished in the Middle Kingdom. The Pyramid of Khufu, or the Great Pyramid of Giza, has intrigued scholars and adventurers for centuries. Though it's the sole survivor of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, it has still managed to keep its secrets, up until recently. During 2017, a team of researchers employed new muon imaging technology to discover a secret void inside the pyramid, now called the Big Void. A minimum of 98 feet long and situated above the Grand Gallery, this room had never previously been found using traditional archaeological techniques. Of particular note in this find is not so much its size, but that no one even knows its purpose. A few experts speculate it may be a hidden burial chamber or a weight redistribution space, but others hypothesize more mystical explanations, such as a sealed library of forgotten wisdom. In spite of extensive research and widespread interest, no one has yet managed to physically enter the chamber, awaiting them. For the moment, it exists as an ethereal space, visible to nothing other than particles from the universe, quietly defying all we believed we knew about Egypt's most revered monument. In 2021, archaeologists near Alexandria, at Taposiris Magna, found a group of 16 ancient tombs, each with human remains with a peculiar feature: gold foil tongues inserted into their mouths. This peculiar funeral ritual, which is thought to help the deceased speak in the afterlife, has profound roots in both Egyptian and Greco-Roman cultures. Though golden tongues have been discovered previously, the quantity of mummies discovered in this one place and their good condition surprised historians globally. There were individuals discovered with golden adornments on the cartonnage and finely carved burial masks, which indicate superior social standing. Scholars believe that this may be attributed to the last era of pharaonic domination or even Ptolemaic rule, where Egyptian and Hellenistic traditions blended together. The existence of these tongues of gold continues to puzzle specialists, with theories surrounding the people buried there and how they lived within society. Were they priests, nobles, or members of some religious cult who believed in efficacious spoken rituals after death? Whatever the solution, the find provides a glimpse into the spiritual rituals of death and the afterlife that is both rare and gilded. In 1881, a cache of royal mummies was discovered in Deir el-Bahari. Among them was one that stood out not because of grandeur, but because of its horrifying expression. The so-called screaming mummy had its mouth agape, twisted in what looked like eternal agony. Initially believed to be Prince Pentawere, the disgraced son of Pharaoh Ramses III involved in an attempted coup, his identity and fate have been the subject of debate for over a century. More recently, new forensic examination indicated that the man met a violent end, presumably by poisoning or suffocation, and that his corpse was systematically mummified to deprive him of a restful afterlife. His body, in contrast to other members of royalty, was not properly wrapped and was draped with a sheepskin, ritually unclean material in ancient Egyptian society. This could be a sign of punishment at death to symbolize his transgressions during life. But not everyone agrees. Some believe the phrase can be an organic byproduct of the mummification process, and not an intentional act. Either way, the screaming mummy is one of the most haunting, and contested, faces of ancient Egypt.